come to save the day.
Icon that people love to use everything from Hellraiser to the new movie Night Train. So, what do you put your twist on Pandora's box?
Well, it's interesting you bring up Pandora's box because it is a bit of that. It all came from Richard Matheson and his short story Button Button, and this kind of tantalizing premise of this button that could cause the death of another human being and can bring the button pusher a reward of $1 million. And sort of what does that mean? And what are the consequences on the person who pushes the button?
And does anyone push the button in the movie?
I'd have to say the odds are they would. There is going to be a button pushed in this movie. I think if we went and made the movie and no one ever pushed the button, we would probably end up failing pretty miserably.
I
But
think so, but I mean, it's
yeah.
kind of an ongoing thing throughout the film, and we kind of see the
Well,
cataclysmic
you'll see the way it all comes together. It's a very elaborate experiment that is being conducted on married couples. Married couples under 40 with a single child. And this experiment is conducted on them as a way of sort of, I would say, testing the morality or the altruism of the species. And it gets very interesting.
Seems kind of relevant to be exploring moral dilemmas, especially the past few years, what we've dealt with in politics, everything, even entertainment.
Yeah.
Was that always part of the deal here?
Well, it was a timeless conceit in a way, but I think when you talk about people living beyond their means and the mortgage collapse and the banking collapse and the credit collapse, all these things that we're seeing happen right now, people are just pushing too far. They're living on credit, and they're finding themselves in a position where if an opportunity like this were presented to them, they would probably be far more likely to push the button. And kind of, what does that say about our kind of where our head is at as a creature, as an organism? You know, how moral are we as a species? You know, that's sort of what the film is asking. And should we be forgiven? Should we choose to push the button?
You get to play with your visual style in this movie because we loved Donnie Darko, and we loved Southland Tales, and all the sort of fantasy elements.
There's a bit of that. There's a bit of science fiction introduced into this film ultimately because the test conductors, you know, who are they? Who are Arlington Stewart's employees? Who does he work for? And that's a big, pretty tantalizing question. And the film has some specific kind of CGI and visuals that offer kind of clues for the audience to interpret what it all means. It's kind of in the way you saw in Darko and some in Southland Tales too, where some like CGI effects that have kind of a big metaphysical idea behind them, you know, for people to wrestle with. So, yeah, yeah, awesome.